I am so mad at Chick-fil-A. Their kale salad costs $4.15 a piece. I bet you that if I head back to my home garden, I could make a fresher, bigger, better kale salad in way less time and for way less money. So come along with me. Let's head back and see if fast food is actually worth it. I am so hungry. I got to go get some lunch. So here's the thing about fast food, and listen, I get it. I'm a mom of 4. I am constantly going back and forth between work, picking up my kids, driving them to activities. And fast food is, it serves a purpose. It's convenient. It's, fairly inexpensive, or at least it used to be. And it's somewhat fast. You can go through a drive-through and you can get food for your kids, for yourself, for whoever you need to feed in a pretty short amount of time. But I feel like over the years, and especially recently, fast food has really changed. And I have to continually ask myself, is it really worth it? I mean, is it actually that convenient? Is it actually that inexpensive? And is it actually that fast? So today I thought it would be, kind of fun to run an experiment. Could I go out to my garden, make a salad from the simple ingredients that are out there, faster and cheaper than I could by driving to Chick-fil-A, going through the drive-thru and getting one of their kale crunchy salads. All right, we just arrived at Chick-fil-A. It took me 13 minutes and 1 second to get here from home. And now we're gonna get into the drive-thru, see how long it takes to get a kale salad. Hi. How's it going? Good. We're making a video about a Chick-fil-A order, but we won't have you in it at all. Okay, 4 kale salads, just the kale crunchy salads.
Total today is going to be $60.96.
That was actually a much faster order than I normally make. Because typically everyone has to ponder their order, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so that order took a few minutes. We got just a few people in line. It's only 10:30 in the morning, so if this was an hour later when I actually would need a salad, I think it would be a little different story. But, Chick-fil-A is a fast place. Probably the fastest you could get fast food is Chick-fil-A, because it is their pleasure, to be fast. Yeah, so this is when I call my mom when I'm waiting in line for my fast food, because mom has a lot to say, moms do. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Woo! I'm back home. That sure was fast. I don't know, it only took about 35 minutes and 45 seconds. So now I'm gonna take this kale crunch salad up to my kitchen and we're gonna do a little taste test. I'm gonna pick it apart a little bit, see what it's made of, and see if I can make my own from my garden. All right, let's see what we've got here. First off, we've got our kale salad. We're gonna have some paper we've got to throw away here and a big plastic top. I don't think this thing is recyclable. Nope, definitely not. Then we've got a plastic fork wrapped in some more plastic. We've got a nice paper napkin, and then of course we've got our almonds, also wrapped in plastic. So all this fast food is gonna also end up in a lot of fast trash. Now let's see what's actually inside this salad. So I'm gonna start with a scale just to see how much this weighs. And I'm gonna zero this out with my little pretty bowl. And so now we're at 0. We're gonna see how much this salad actually weighs. It's already dressed, so it's gonna take me a second to get it all out of the container. And we are at 0.23 pounds. So just shy of, what is that, 25% of a pound. And then we're gonna throw these almonds on and see how much they weigh too. And that brings the whole thing to 0.25. We are literally a quarter pound here of salad. So let's check out what's inside. We have got first just curly kale, which one would expect buying a kale salad. And they're true to their word. So lots of kale here. Crunchy kale is what it's looking like. Looks like dwarf Siberian kale to me. Maybe blue curled Scotch kale, but probably just the just that Siberian kale. And then they've also got just a couple slices of cabbage, just all chopped up roughly. And then we've got little bitty slivers of almonds, probably about 3 or 4, maybe 5 almonds all in total. And then, like I said, the whole thing is dressed with an apple Dijon vinaigrette. You can see what it looks like here. It's kind of a clear dressing. So whatever mustard they put in here, it wasn't much because it ends up being a clear dressing. So what I'm seeing here is this is a pretty simple thing to make. We've got basically 2 things that I can quickly go harvest from in my garden that grow almost year round. And I don't grow almonds, so that I will have to get from the store, and a couple of the things for the dressing. But these are just like pantry items. They're not like special or complicated. So feeling pretty confident at this point that I'm gonna be able to remake this salad. But let's test it and let's head out there and see if I'm right. Hey, while you're here, if you want to learn how to grow your own real fast food, then you should totally subscribe to my channel. You can do it right here. It's so easy. It takes like 2 seconds. Then you should absolutely share this video with one of your friends and family. You guys could do this test for yourself once you start your garden. And while you're at it, tell me in the comments below if you think fast food is actually worth it. All right, I've seen what Chick-fil-A can do. Now I'm gonna see what meat in my garden can do. So I'm starting my watch. Let's go. I think we got all I need from the garden. It only took me 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Let's go to the kitchen. All right, so I think I can do this pretty quickly. Let's run it through. First, we need to wash these greens. Now, honestly, a lot of times I don't. We had a heavy rain this morning, so unless I see some bugs or some dirt on my kale, I'm not washing it. But I know you guys are watching, and you'll kind of say bad things about me. So give these greens a quick wash in my salad spinner. And then I'm just gonna give them a quick spin. Don't need to get them completely dry. Dump out the water. And it is time to start to assemble this easy, crunchy, delicious kale salad. So first up, I'm gonna put every single part of each of these kale leaves into the salad because that's what Chick-fil-A does. It adds the crunch if you include the stem of the plant. So I'm gonna chop these up pretty simply, just go straight down the line, and then I'll do 1 or 2 more chops vertically to make sure that all little cuts of kale are bite size. Now it's time to handle the cabbage. Now they probably used a head of cabbage that was completely finished, but I'm just using leaves from my cabbage plants. It's gonna have the exact same flavor, maybe a little bit different crunch to it, but it still adds a little bit of crunchiness because those cabbage leaves are a lot tougher than those of the kale. So I'm just gonna fold these up, roll them up, make a little ribbon, give them a couple of cuts, and then throw them in with the kale. Now it's time for the dressing. The dressing is super simple. It is just a little bit of olive oil. You could also use another kind of oil that you prefer for your fat in this dressing. Then we're gonna add a little bit of Dijon mustard, and then we're gonna add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I also added a pinch of salt and some honey to my dressing because you can never have too much sweetness with your salad. So we give this a little spin and pour it onto the salad, and of course I realize, I've got a lot more salad here than I thought. So I'm gonna have to make a little bit more dressing to get this thing completely covered. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some almonds. Now I'm gonna be a lot more generous with my almonds on my salad because I've got so much more salad to cover. But it looks like they just do 3 or 4, maybe 5 almonds. I'm gonna give these a nice, quick, rough chop. I'm just pulling these from a Costco box that I bought months ago. And that is about it. Sprinkle the almonds on top, put a little bit of extra dressing, and we are ready to eat. Now, all in all, it looks like it took me about 12 minutes and 30 seconds to make this salad from my garden. But the thing is, we did extend the time just a little bit because we had to film and everything. So I had to get all the angles right, kind of clean up my kitchen real fast so you couldn't see the mess. So I would say it probably took me more like 10 minutes and 30 seconds all said and done, from walking out my back door all the way to having a salad that's ready to eat. Ta-da! We made a kale salad from the garden. It's way bigger. Let's test it out. So if you recall, when we weighed the Chick-fil-A salad, it weighed 1/4 pound, 0.25. And so now we're going to weigh our garden salad. We're gonna zero out this on a bowl just like we did before, and then we're gonna toss all this into this bowl and see what it weighs. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's gonna be a little bit more. I don't know. What do you think? Let's see what we got. 0.49, almost twice as much kale as the Chick-fil-A version. Pretty impressive, right? We know we've gotten double the amount of kale salad compared to the Chick-fil-A version, and we got it in about 10 minutes versus 30 minutes. So we're at a third of the time, but what about the money? Well, let's talk about kale and cabbage. They are two of the simplest, cheapest things to grow in the garden. That kale plant, those kale plants that I harvested from, I harvest from those kale plants every single week, and I've had them in the garden since last February. It is currently November. So February to November is 10 months. So for 10 months, I've been harvesting small leaves off all those plants, and each of those plants cost me maybe about $2 to $3 to plant. So let's say I put in, $12 back in February, but I've had a harvest every single week for 10 months. That's 40 harvests off of $4. So if you divide $4 by 40, I think you get something like 10 cents. Now let's talk about the cabbage. I just took about 4 leaves off of one cabbage plant that cost about $3. It will be in my garden for months. I'll be able to harvest leaves like that from that cabbage plant for months as well. But let's say that I only get to harvest from that plant 10 times. Take the $3 plant, divide it by 10, and we're at about 30 cents. So altogether, the greens in this salad cost me at most 40 cents. 40 cents. Now let's add up the math of the salad dressing. All that I used is oil, mustard, honey, and some apple cider vinegar, and a pinch of salt. All those ingredients, every single one of those bottles probably cost around $3 to $4, and I use less than 1/20th of each one. Take about $16, divide it by 20, and you'll get less than $1. So then we're gonna have the almonds. Now that is the most expensive part of the salad, but Chick-fil-A gives you about this many almonds. I ended up putting way more on my salad, but if I were to just put the amount that Chick-fil-A did, I get that one big container from Costco for probably about $10 or $15, and I only pulled probably 1/30th of the container out to make my salad. So if you take $10 divided by 30, you're at about 30 cents. So altogether, we've got this salad for less than $1.70, and we've got this salad for $4.15. So time, money, those are things we care about, but what does it actually taste like? First, I'm gonna try my Garden Fresh version. Oh my goodness. So delicious, fresh, crunchy, got a little bit of sweet and the savory bit from the almonds. This thing tastes like it could be in a Michelin star restaurant. It really does. I haven't had this good of a salad at a restaurant ever. I believe it. Now let's try the Chick-fil-A version. It's a little bit soggy, a little bit softer. Started to kind of wear down with that dressing on it. I'm getting mostly the almonds, honestly. A little bit of cabbage. The kale's just not too crunchy anymore. The dressing is fine, a little mild. It's not terrible, but I'm definitely eating this one. So is fast food actually worth it? Let's compare these two salads to find out. First off, let's talk money. This salad costs $4.15 plus tax. This salad costs less than $1.70. Now let's consider time. This salad took me 35 minutes and 45 seconds to secure. I drove for about 26 minutes and waited in the drive-thru for about 8. This salad took a total of 10 minutes and 30 seconds, including me heading out to my garden, getting some exercise and fresh air, washing the greens, chopping up the salad, and sitting down to eat. But there's more to consider than just time and money. Let's talk about waste. First off, the gas that I spent in my car to drive all the way to Chick-fil-A and back home. And let's talk about this stuff. This is all gonna go somewhere when I'm done with my salad. I've got a napkin, a plastic fork, this bowl, an unrecyclable plastic top, plus the almond wrapper. This stuff doesn't just disappear when I'm done with my salad. This salad only used up a little bit of water from my kitchen sink. And the best part about this salad is I can head outside and make this again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the day after that. So you tell me, is fast food actually worth it? Let's talk about it in the comments.
So before you go, if you want to learn how to grow your own salad at home, it's literally the easiest thing you can grow, so cheap, and it gives you tons of salads just like this. I've got a free resource to teach you exactly how to start right below this video. Check it out below in the caption. and you can start growing your own delicious salad, kale, cabbage, all the greens right away.